You're watching a card Kaizoku video, aren't you?
Card Kaizoku.
This video is sponsored by Nen Garden. They've got playmats ranging from One Piece and even non-One Piece. Check out their new exclusive Joker playmats, now available for pre-order in 2 variants, one in full color and one in sleek black and white at nengarden.com. Just in time now that all of you have switched your mains to this guy, use NEN15 for 15% off your first order, plus apply my affiliate code CARDKaizoku for an additional 5% on top of that. That's right, that's 20% off your order. This video is sponsored by gumgum.gg. Man, what deck should I play today? Oh, I know, I'll head over to gumgum.gg for the most up-to-date One Piece deck lists, updated daily with over 1,000 deck lists per set, including both Eastern and Western decks. Whether you're chasing the meta or hunting for rogue strategies, use gumgum.gg. This video is sponsored by Card Market, Europe's largest online marketplace for trading card games. Alright, in this video we're going to be watching the Bandai Card Game Festival finals in Jakarta. Right, I believe this is in the OP09 format because they use the same cards as Japan. I thought I'd give the C region a watch over, see how they play, see what their meta is like. So I believe I'm starting from the top 16. Let me skip ahead a bit to the start of the game. So top 16, top 8, top 4, top 2. So that's four rounds. I don't know if I'll include all of them in the video, but we'll see. Based off of this first round here, let's skip even more. When does the game start? Here we go. Okay, so they've already started. It's already the 3-Dawn turn for the Black Yellow Luffy versus Red Purple Luffy. Interesting. Luffy against Luffy. And it looks like placing the cards into the respective areas on the game mat is just a suggestion in this region. So what has happened here? So Garp out, and then the Red Purple Luffy took a 7k. I kind of wish they started from the very beginning, like to do with the Japanese streams though, to be honest. And yeah, no hand cam, so I can't judge what's on their hands either. So he picks up, I believe that was a 5-cost Luffy, just based on the what I can tell from the art of the card. So Red Purple Luffy's 4-Dawn turn. He didn't play a Nami last turn, so it could just be like a Zordro. It's a Mr. 2, yeah, same thing, ramps. Maybe a Nami still? No, I didn't see a Nami. He doesn't attack either, right? Keeping the Black Yellow Luffy at full life, because you don't want him to get with his leader ability loop started too early. Because yeah, again, you only have like 3 life to work with Red Purple Luffy. I don't know why I say again so much, even when I introduce a topic for the first time, but it's just a habit of mine. Sorry about that. So the good thing is that Black Yellow Luffy can't just freely ping the Red Purple Luffy if they want to use all the Dawn for the turn. But they do play a 5-cost Luffy. They buff the 5-cost Luffy to discard a card from life and then draw a card. So yeah, that's a way to get them to minus life to get to 0, because that's Black Yellow Luffy's game plan, ultimate game plan. So what he does is, if you attach 2 Dawn on him and you have 0 life, you can heal. You discard a card, and then you can put 2 5-costs from your hand or your discard into your life face up. And then as a rule of the game, if you have a face up life card, if it does end up going to your hand, it goes to the bottom of your deck instead. Okay, Red Purple Luffy plays out a 7-cost kid. Red Purple Luffy's leader ability is if he's at 0 or I believe it's 8 Dawn, you can ramp 1 active Dawn. So he does not swing even though he's a 7k leader. He passes it to the Black Yellow Luffy. Yeah, it's a nice thing about Mr. 2 is that he can copy the attack of a character. So you can copy that Luffy and become an 8k as well. He's really encroaching the other guy's play area. Like, both of his characters are on top of the Black Yellow Luffy's play area. You got so much space. Is this the same as like man spreading in the One Piece card game? So he does swing 7 with leader. And he's got a 5-Dawn play. It could be like a Sabo, right? That's something that makes sense to me. It counters 1 with the Zordro. Even the trash area is just a suggestion here. The deck's way up there too. I don't know. I'm a little what's the word? It's a pet peeve? I don't know. It's like OCD, right? It just feels weird to me. It feels off. Okay, so he does use the 5-cost Luffy's ability to ramp. I mean, not ramp. Buff himself to 8 and then draw a card. and lose a life. And will he swing? So he does risk the Luffy dying, right? Because the 8-cost kid could attack back pretty easily into him. They'll swing 8 into Red Purple Luffy. He has no active Dawn up, so he'd have to counter 2k, right? He's a 7k base right now because of the 7-cost kid. I'd say that's worth. Because a 8k that you counter now is an 11k you can take later. Because you know that's going to be coming soon. I do see, yeah, I spied a Gecko Moria in the Luffy's hand. Oh, they're both Luffy. Black, yellow Luffy, that's going to be hard for me to have to always mention the color. Since they're both Luffy characters. Leaders, Luffy leaders. I just woke up from a nap after dinner too, that's when I'm recording this, so hopefully that doesn't affect things too much. I do see a Sabo in hand. Okay, he did counter in the end, it looked like. But he countered with the Nami. Isn't that just 1k? Okay, so he does play a Sabo and pass. Did he counter 2 1ks? Did I miss that? Let me just check real quick. Yeah, he did counter with 2 1ks. Okay, got it. That's the ability I have, watching a VOD after the fact. I can rewind and fast forward. Can I up the quality? I probably could tell if it's 2 1ks if the stream quality was, it's already as high as it can go. Okay, never mind. So Purple Luffy is at, Red Purple Luffy is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Dawn. He hit 8 and then he ramped to 9, right? So his leader ability is out of commission. Did he? I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I was looking elsewhere. I guess we'll see. If he can ramp, then he didn't ramp yet. But if he... Wait, so he was at 4 Dawn. He played Mr. 2, went to 5. He's at 7. Then he played Kid, so he went to 6, and now he's at 8, and then he ramped. Right, that makes sense. So he uses leader ability already. Does play the 9-cost Luffy. So you minus it on, you draw a card, and he has Rush. He's a 10k Rush swing. That's 2k over the Luffy on board right now. He also has Mr. 2 to attack 8k into him to force that 1k counter. That won't make the opponent take life too. And if he attacks with the Kid and minuses Dawn, he'd go to 7, right? He'll go back to 9 next turn. So might as well 7k, 8k at the Kid, 8k at the Luffy. Again, I just woke up from a nap. I'm just pulling random characters out of nowhere. So I do think he lets the Luffy die here. Right? Because you want to take life. If you protect the Luffy, that's less counter you have to protect yourself when you're in 11k base. He counters 1 to save it. Okay, so I guess 10k with the other Luffy. The purple one, 9 cost. Maybe he'll block that even. If he was able to, like... If he wanted to counter 1k to save the Luffy, I'm going to assume that he wants it to live in the end. There's no harm to attack the character, right? So 10k into the 5-cost Luffy blocks with Sabo, yep. Now he can force another 1k with the Mr. 2 here. And then, yeah, the Mr. 2 dies to the Garp on the clapback. Well, yeah, what else would you save the Mr. 2 for, though? To be able to attach 2 onto him later, maybe? Okay, looks at the trash, counting some counter. He's looking at what the Black Luffy can put into life with his leader ability, but I don't think that's going to be happening next turn. Okay, does 8 into the Luffy. Does he force another 1k? He does, but he's just picking which one to counter with, maybe. Could change his mind. Okay, I saw an Egghead Luffy too, that one's good. It's a good target to put into discard. Oh yeah, the 2 cost 2, since we know he has a Gecko Moria, they can always be replayed for free, back. Okay, he's looking at his own trash too. Maybe I'm gonna skip ahead. I'll give him 10 more seconds. Counting on 2 for some reason. Are you just fidgeting? That's how he thinks. He just runs to I'm skipping 5 seconds. Yep, change by then. Okay, he did counter in the end. I believe it was a 2k. Yep, with the Flampe. Interesting. I thought he would use a 1k here. Passes it over. He doesn't attack with the leader for 7. Because the only target would be the opposing leader, so that would make him take life. Okay, so Garp swings at Mr. 2 for sure, right? They could force a 2k out of the Luffy here. I'm guessing that's why the Garp is already rested. And the Red Purple Luffy is deciding how to react to that. So it's 2k into 1k. But yeah, for the Red Purple Luffy, counter is also precious because he only has 2 life at this point. So he does use the 5 cost Luffy to take his second to last life. If he has like another Flampe or something. Okay, he does play a Garp. I think being at 1 life is a little risky, right? If you wanted to defend that 5 cost Luffy so much, he must have a way to get to 0 this turn and then leader ability. Or else you're facing down a 7 cost Kid and then the 9 cost Luffy, right? So he takes an ace. I think a lot of Black Yellow Luffys have started to cut more ace, or at least run it as like a one of. Right, they depend more on the Egghead Luffy, the 5 cost Luffy, and the Sabos. So he does swing 8k into leader with the Luffy. And yeah, the other Luffy is at a 7k base right now. I guess he's deciding which 2k. He does have a 2k for that. Yeah, since he did have to counter 2 1ks earlier, that could indicate that doesn't have too many options at the moment for counter. Does play Hyoid to set up his life. So I'm guessing he's gonna use a 2 cost brother twice and still have a life as a buffer this way. The Egghead Luffys do nothing against Red Purple Luffy because all of his characters are higher than 4 costs. Unless he combines it with like Ice Age. Which I don't think I saw in his hand. From what I can tell from this up shot angle. He's deciding what to put back on top. I mean, it's that Luffy, right? That's the only thing. He did put the Egghead Luffy. He plays the 2 costs from his hand. Pops it, buffs himself for 2k, so he's a 7k base. And then just pops the Luffy just to draw in this matchup. And then swings 9. Oh, a leader ability, and then he'll swing. Maybe 11k, because I don't know what else he'll do for the 2 remaining Dawn. So discards a 5 cost Luffy, he's probably going to put it back on top. And then the Sabo as well. Yeah, Sabo. And that might be an ace, I can't tell. But yeah, he'll play a 2 cost Sabo, popped it out, so he's a 9k base plus 2 Dawn, so he's 11. Does swing 11 into the Kid, I believe, so 11 into 8. And yeah, if he's already hurting for 2ks, I don't think he has what it takes to defend this Kid at the moment. He'd need 4k, yeah, he just dies. Passes back to Red Purple Luffy. So that Luffy does stay at 9k. Oh, he's nice enough to give the dice to indicate that. So he'll put his cards on your playmat, but he'll give you dice to help you indicate your cards too. It's very tsundere, right? Sour and sweet. So 10 Dawn turn for Red Purple Luffy. So the one nice tech that Red Purple Luffy has into Black Yellow Luffy is that 10 cost OP05 Luffy. The one that gives you a second turn. Because on that second turn, the Black Yellow Luffy actually loses that plus 4k buff, so it goes back to being a 5k. So Red Purple Luffy does have an easier time finding lethals against Black Yellow Luffy because of that. But we'll see if we get to see that in action in this game. I don't think I see it in hand. But he does have 2 queens to like dig for it. Right, that'd be 4 cards deep. And that would help him find more counter to protect his 10 cost, 10k power Luffy. Yeah, you just swing 10 into the rested 5 cost Luffy, he'll block with Sabo. And then yeah, that's all he can do really. If he wanted to play 2 queens, that is. So actually, he can even do 11k, because he plays 7 cost Kit, so never mind, scratch that. No defense, only offense, only go. And then he returned his Dawn back to the Dawn area that's completely off the playmat at the moment. Okay, so leader's a 7k base. I mean, he can make a 9 and then a 12. Or a 10 and an 11k. But he probably needs Dawn up for like Radical Beam, right? Did he have one in hand? I don't think I saw any red cards. Did I? So this is 9k at the Luffy. 9 into 8. No, the Black Yellow Luffy does only have 5 cards in hand. Lets the Luffy die. He doesn't need it anymore for his plans because he has Gakumoria for next turn. Now we could see, I don't know, 11 at leader, 10 at leader. And he might just block with the Sabo. He counters, okay. Huh, what else can he play besides the Sabo? Does he have a second Sabo? I don't recall seeing a second Sabo. I thought he would block with it and just replay it. Right, that'll save you some cards in hand. Okay, he does play Gakumoria. Let's see what he brings back. So it's a 2-cost ace for sure, and then what else? Maybe an Egghead Luffy to draw a card. So ace and Sabo. I guess he has a second one, I just didn't know. I didn't see it. Okay, so yeah, Luffy's a 7k base. Ace can still attack into it though. 7 into 7. Does put 2 down on leader, he pops to ace, and then he's gonna leader ability here. Discards a Borsa. So he did have a second Sabo and then maybe a sacrificial ace. Then pops the second Sabo, so 9k base with 2 down attached, that's another 11k. Finds the second Gakumoria for next turn, perfect. Ouch, my hand. Cut that part out, editor. Okay, looks like the Red Purple Luffy's trash. I guess he's counting 2Ks. Oh, can you rearrange the opponent's trash like that? I guess, yeah, order of the trash doesn't matter, but I don't know, I just feel like I wouldn't like that happening to me. I guess in the end, effectively, it doesn't matter, but... Okay, so, discards the other Gecko. Interesting. You don't need it for next turn? So 7k into leader. I'm pretty sure he has 1Ks. Queens are 1Ks. So I know he has at least 2 queens. And then I'm guessing he has Radical Beam for that last Dawn. That can tank the leader hit? No, he can't. Because it's 11 into 7, he'd need 1k counter on top of that. But yeah, this 7k... Is he thinking whether to take it or counter? It's better to counter, right? Then you can take the 11 if you really want to. Okay, he plays Gum Gum Giant. So this is discard a card and then you can counter 4 and then you draw 2 cards. So that protects the leader. And then 11k, what does he do? He takes it, okay. That was his intention the whole time. He wanted a +1 card. Right, instead of using a 1k counter, this way he has 1 more card than he would have otherwise, I guess. But Gum Gum Giant is pretty good, you know, 4k counter. Okay, so he does ramp to 10 again, using leader ability. So it's not active for the rest of the turn. Does have an ace that he can attack into to burn some counter, but he's probably just going to let the ace die. So if the Red Purple Luffy, if I'm in his shoes and I saw the other guy discard a Gakumoria, I think I would assume he has another in hand, but I think he doesn't at the moment. That means the Black Yellow Luffy is confident that he has lethal next turn. He does have a pretty nice board out, right? 2 Sabos that can attack right off the bat unless he uses the 7-cost kit, in which case it'll take a Dawn commitment. And then, yeah, he could always just heal and then use it as a buffer to not die. He doesn't have to always cheat out the 5-cost brother out. Okay, so he swings 10 with the Luffy. Does it go at leader or does it go at the ace? It goes at leader. So I guess he's checking how much counter the opponent has. Yeah, so 10 into 9 he just counters 2 with the Makino. I believe that's what that card was. He does have another 9 cost Luffy, I see that. That would draw him a card and leave him a down up for another Gum Giant. But then the 7 cost Kid cannot attack. Yes, the Kid can attack the Ace at least. Get rid of one body. And then the leader can attack into Ace too. Yeah, I guess that, another 9 cost Luffy makes sense. I think he has a Frankie 2k? Is that what the top part of his hand is? Well, top of the face up. Damn, these guys really do want to be going to time here against 2 decks that historically don't really go to time. I'm gonna skip ahead a bit. 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Okay, just play out a queen in the end. Going for the safe play. I saw a 9 cost Whitebeard. That's going to be a useless card, maybe. Discards a 9 cost Luffy out of this. Okay, so the rest of the Dawn... He would have had 2 queens if he didn't discard it earlier. But what does he do with the remaining, what is that, 5 Dawn? Just threaten the Blackbeard Luffy's life. At least get the Sabos out of the way, maybe. Okay, so you might see 9 here with the Kid. Is it at the Ace? It is at the Ace. Return to Dawn, leader is a 7. So yeah, I think he just lets Ace die. Or I guess, you know, you block and you can keep the Ace if you want to go for game. And then if not, you could just replay the Sabos. If he has the 2 cost Sabo in hand, or a Gecko Moria. He has 2 card hand though, that's the thing. So you might have to let the Ace die and then keep the Sabos for protection. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead again. So the Ace does die to the 9k. I'm gonna skip ahead because I think it's gonna take a while for the next attack. Okay, he does swing 10 at leader and then he does take it. Bottom decks the Ace in life. One down open for a Gum Giant, passes it to the Luffy. Blackbeard Luffy's turn. Alright, 3 cards in hand, no Gecko, as far as I can tell. And then Republic Luffy has 4k counter plus a queen out. So it does swing with the Gecko right off the bat with a 9k swing at leader. 9 into 7. Could see a Gum Giant. And skip ahead. I think they're really gonna take it to time here. Skip 5, skip 5, skip 5, skip 5, skip 5. He's still responding to it, right? I don't think the board state has changed. Skip 5. Okay, now he's finally countering. So 2k and 2k, 1k, so 3k. Puts 3 down on the Sabo. Oh, it's going for desperation. If he can't finish here, then he loses. If he's using a blocker like that. So 9 at lead. I mean, he still has Gum Giant and a queen. So maybe this isn't enough. Okay, he takes it. 2 down on leader. I guess he can still heal too and have a buffer. Yeah, I see a Flampe and then the event searcher, no Gecko. If only he didn't discard it. Does heal with the Ace and the Egghead Luffy. He plays out the Ace. Okay, he's going for a rush angle. So he does pop it out. Leader is a 9k swing right now into 7. Then he has a, I guess, 7 and 9. Or he could still keep the Sabo up and attack 10k with the Ace. Okay, so is this a Gum Giant? Or he has counter at a hand for it? 3k counter? Three minutes left on the clock. Dang, even the Japanese games don't go to time. At least from the ones that I've commentated on. So I just play Gum Giant. Counters 4 on this. Discards. Oh, that's a 10 cost Luffy, so maybe we won't get to see it in play. Does get 2 more cards that can potentially be counter. Now, what number does the ace swing? But he still does have queen. I mean, your best bet right now is just to attack with ace and leave the Sabo up and hope you have enough to live. 7k base and 1 life, 1 blocker. I'm gonna skip ahead. Does swing 8 with the ace only. So he left 2 down up to swing 8 with the Sabo as well. He's hoping the Red Purple Luffy doesn't have any 2Ks, but yeah, he did just draw 2 cards. He does counter 2. So they still even have the queen, who can be an attacker now too. I think the Red Purple Luffy has it from this board state. So let's just see what this final minute of the turn looks like. Attacks 8k with the Sabo. Okay, I think he's just attacking for fun at this point. Does counter 3k against the 8, or is it? No, it's 2k, 2 1ks, and he just concedes. Okay. So Red Purple Luffy took that one. Okay. Do I have energy for another match? Alright, top 8 of the Jakarta Bandai Card Fest finals. So it's a Luffy against a Blackbeard. I don't know which Luffy that is. I don't recognize that leader art. But yeah, they always start like 1 turn into the game. I guess some people don't care about the first turn, but I don't know. It gives me time to like ramp up. So you just play a Luffy and find a 10 cost Blackbeard here. And then attacks 5 into the Luffy. He dies. Because it's the Luffy's turn. Oh, it's Black Yellow Luffy. Okay, interesting. Is that like a promo? Like Shonen Jump variant of that leader art? So he's playing Garp to find it's either a Sabo or a 5 cost Luffy, usually. I did see like a couple Sabos there. Takes 1 Sabo, and then was that 2 a day as the bottom deck? Is that what those? No, those are Gecko Morias. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. And passes back to the Blackbeard. So Blackbeard's leader ability, if you discard a card, your opponent can't use on plays. For their next turn, that does affect cards like I believe Ace gets Rush on play, and then yeah, Sabo doesn't get the KO prevention, and then the Cycle 2. So Blackbeard does play another Lafitte. So the last few Blackbeard games that I saw, it was like very Jesus Burgess heavy focused. So they just worked on like filling up their discard and then making their Jesus Burgess really big. So plays the Dock Q to kill the Garp. That means this ace can kill Dock Q on the clapback and then pop himself into a 5 cost ace if he has it. If not, I think it's still worth it to attack with this ace, even if he dies. I don't see a 5 cost ace or a way to put it on top of life either, so 5 into Lafitte with leader. Lafitte die, and then plays the 5 cost Luffy out, takes a life, draws a card, and bumps himself to 8. Does not kill the Dock Q with the ace, interesting. So if the Blackbeard can give -1 cost to the ace, they can kill it with Dock Q right now. Does play This Is My Age to draw, oh, look at top 3 and then discard. Take a Blackbeard pirate type card and discard the rest. We'll see if this left side player starts encroaching on the right side player's playmat as well. The Dock Q is kinda getting there, but at least his leader is touching the leader area box. Okay, does tap the Dock Q to kill the 5 cost Luffy. What cost reduction did he use? Ice Age, okay. Its trash is off screen, so I can't see it. Really annoying to commentate over, I guess. So he does play a Jesus Burgess out. Which, yeah, the opponent cannot deal with, because the 4 cost Luffy can't kill it. It's immune to KO by effects. Put your trash on your trash area, that's what it says trash for. And then the Black Yellow Luffy's Dawn is outside of the screen as well, and his deck is outside of the screen. His trash is half out of the screen. I can't really glean too much information out of it to commentate over. But he does run a Raigo, interesting. Kingdom Come. That lets you KO anything, but you do have to like discard your life until it's at 1. Does play Flampe to take the bottom life. And he draws a card as well on top of that. Fill in his hand. Does he kill the Docky now with the ace? Does he do it with leader or with the ace? That's the question. But if you kill Docky, your opponent draws a card too, so it replaces himself. Yeah, I don't know, after watching the Japanese streams, they're like pretty strict on the play area. And I kind of appreciate it now that I have to like watch these kind of games. So I kind of wish it adopted more of the Japanese style. The one Dawn for another Garp. Right, it also makes it easier for like if a new player just tuning into the stream, it's easier for them to follow along. I figure if you're just placing cards randomly everywhere, a new player might get really confused. So yeah, he just has Rested Dawn floating in the stage area for some reason. Okay, does hardcast a Sabo out. Draw 2, discard 2. I mean, yeah, I can follow along because I'm like familiar with the game, but then I can imagine if you're like wanting to get into the game because you're watching the finals and you're like, ooh, I wonder what the One Piece card game's like, and you see this, it might be like really, really confusing. Okay, so it did discard a Luffy and something else. Can't even tell. Okay, it swings 5 into leader, Blackbeard takes and passes. So it does not touch the Dock Q at all. I guess he doesn't want to fill the Blackbeard's discard with another card to buff the Jesus. Okay, it does play a Lafitte out and taps it. It's stuff like that too, shortcuts. I think in Japan you have to play it and then tap it. And tap 2 Dawn separately. But a new player just sees like a rested Lafitte out and then 2 Dawn rested, that might confuse them too, right? Oh, he does run the Nightmare Luffy. Okay, it does play This Is My Age. Oh, he took a This Is My Age? No, he played it. And taps the Dawn afterwards. Looks at top 3. I think he takes a Lafitte from here, is what I saw. Oh no, it's a Shiryu, 2k counter. Discards 2 more. Yeah, I can't even count how strong that Jesus Burgess is. In the Japanese games that I casted, it's really easy to tell like what is the attack of a Jesus currently on board. Because for every 4 cards in your discard, he gets plus 1k power. So leader 5 into the Black Luffy, he takes it, plays out the Nightmare Luffy. This helps get rid of Sabo. He does discard for leader ability. What was that? The Black Luffy put the black square to indicate that can't use on plays, and then Blackbeard's like, oh no, put it on your character, your leader, so that you can tell. And in the end, it is on the Black Luffy. Yeah, that was a weird exchange there. Okay, does kill the Lafitte with the Flampe. Off the screen he goes. Is it that the play area is just too small? Should they print a bigger playmat for this tournament? No, there's so much empty space that you could utilize, you know? I'm hoping this match does not go to time either. Or else I don't think I'm going to make it to the end of this Jakarta finals. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead a bit. I don't think anything has happened because the board still looks the same. So he's separating out 5 Dawn. It is his 9 Dawn turn though, so he cannot combo Geckos yet. I don't think he even has one in hand. He's swinging with the Garp. But yeah, no on plays allowed to be played this turn. So it does 7 at leader. And then takes... Is there like a language barrier too? It could be, right? Because countries in Southeast Asia all speak different languages. So he does find a 10 cost Whitebeard with some kind of search. I guess he got a search from a trigger. Was it a This Is My Age trigger? I can't see. Because everything's off screen. The swing was a 7 with the Garp. Takes the 7, so he just took 2 life. And then passes back to the Blackbeard. Did it? No, it didn't. Because he didn't untap his Dawn yet. So Blackbeard Luffy, is that his hand or his trash? It's his hand, right? Yeah, that's his trash, and then what's in his hand is his hand. Plays out a 2-cost Luffy and passes. Now it's the Blackbeard player's turn. Is it 10 Dawn? I do believe it is. Yeah, it must be confusing in Southeast Asia, right? Because each country speaks a different language and they're playing with Japanese cards, which is none of the countries down there. That's no one's like official language. So not only can they not communicate with each other, they can't even read their own cards. So yeah, I could see how it might be like kind of weird. Okay, so it's a 5k leader swing that the Black Luffy is having to respond to. Now he does want to go to 0, but he doesn't want to die, right? So that's the balancing act here. You have to figure out what you can take this turn and also defend, so that at the end you're at 0 life for next turn, so he does block with the Sabo. And then Luffy swings into the Sabo and KOs the Luffy because he can KO at 2-cost when attacking. And I believe this is just a straight up just 6k attack. I wonder if the Raigo is going to come into play, right? It can just get rid of that 10-cost Blackbeard. Yeah, I'm guessing they can't communicate with each other. I think they have to keep looking at like a judge or like a translator there. Or maybe not. I don't know, because he pointed at Jesus and then looked at a judge. Or looked at somebody else. Okay, so the Sabo dies from a 6k. I believe it's a 6k. I didn't see him. So what Nightmare Luffy does is if you return like every 4 cards from your discard back to your deck, he gets plus 1k power. Wait, what just happened? Okay, it does Dock Q to kill the Garp, and then Jesus to kill the Flampe. And then plays a 10-cost Blackbeard to make Ace have no effect. Discards a card for leader ability and passes. Got it. Like 10 different things happened at the end there while I was talking, so I didn't catch that. So yeah, hope you don't mind me rewinding a little bit and smacking my hand on the table. That's probably gonna make it into the video and to the audio. Okay, it does play Raigo to kill the Blackbeard. Since he's at 1 life, he doesn't lose any life that way. Now 4 Dawn. Yeah, Raigo's a pretty interesting tech. But I do believe Ace currently still cannot use his ability to pop a 5-cost Ace into the field from the top of his life. Not that he has one anyway. He has a bunch of the 2-cost brothers, but yeah, he just needs a way to poop them out. I guess he could play 2 this turn and hope to live with 1 life. That's probably not a good idea though, so play Sabo. He knew it was a Sabo? Nope, it was a Garp. Ooh, so I think he was just in a tricky situation there. He couldn't like set up his leader ability in a nice way. So he went for the Hail Mary to try to find a Sabo on top of his life, but didn't end up happening. I think it's over for the Blackbeard Luffy here. Swing 7 into the Nightmare Luffy. And then counters 2. Yeah, I think it's over here. Yeah, I think the Blackbeard Luffy just kind of got bricked. Okay, he's counting his discard, so his Jesus Burgess is a pretty big character right now. I mean, Blackbeard Luffy does still have a pretty big hand, but I don't think it's enough to counter this. So 6 into leader and then KOs the Ace. Yeah, he didn't get to pop any of his 5-cost out. Unfortunate. Especially at a top 8. That's when you don't want your deck to like seize on itself here. And this is a leader 5k into leader. You can defend it with the 1k, right? This is which one? So he's not going for game, or else he would have split with the leader and the Jesus. And I do see a Gecko Moria in the Blackbeard Luffy's hand, so he's actually not out of it just yet. Oh, but yeah, if the Blackbeard does use leader ability, then Gecko Moria cannot play stuff out from the trash. So it'd just be a 9k body out with no other effect. So I'm guessing it's over. If he does leader ability. If he doesn't, then that would be a really big mistake. So another 10 cost Blackbeard out. And it discards for leader ability, yeah, it's over. Because of that. Unless he has a way to take life here. And that would buy him some time. But I did see top deck like a Garp, I believe. He has a Flampe. You have to, right? You have to Flampe here. And then leader ability. Right, Blackbeard only cancels it out on the Blackbeard's turn. So right now, Luffy can use his leader ability. He just can't use on plays. What? He swings 15 into the Luffy? Huh? He's basically giving up, right? Oh right, Flampe's on play. Right. So that's why he can't do that. Because he can't play on plays. That's why he had to like do like a blind Hail Mary Sabo the last turn too, I bet. Because he couldn't play the Flampe. Right. He needs a 5-cost Luffy out to make him take life. Which the Blackbeard killed really early on. So yeah, that's it. That's how it goes, eh? I don't even know how big this Jesus is attacking into the Luffy. But yeah, he also has a 12k swing from the Blackbeard on board, and then the leader can swing too. And maybe this is a 12k, and then he can do like 12, 12, 12. Or 12, 12, 14. I mean, do you have the counter for this or not, right? So he does take it, and then Blackbeard swings for, I think that's 21? 20? Yeah, Blackbeard takes it. Okay, yeah, this game ended a lot quicker than the first game. I just want to pause it right here before the top 4, just to like preemptively say that want to apologize ahead of time for how negative I'm about to get from this game forward. Just over the people putting stuff off screen or not in the correct play area, and then like just doing shortcuts and playing cards out without like sequencing them correctly. I think, yeah, this was the game that like broke the camel's back for me. But I had time to cool off, so just putting this in after the fact to, I guess, warn you ahead of time. So don't take what I say to heart too much. But yeah, if you get triggered off of it, that's fine too. You're allowed to get mad. Just as much as I got mad at the players. Alright, let's just watch top 4. It's a Black Yellow Luffy versus a Blue Doflamingo. Dang, Black Yellow Luffy in every round. But yeah, at least it's a different other deck. It's not all just Lucci. So yeah, Doflamingo versus Black Yellow Luffy. From what I hear, the Black Yellow Luffy has the advantage here, but I also don't play this matchup too often, so I don't really know. But right off the bat, all their cards are in the correct play area, so I like these two guys. I'm biased towards them now. Okay, so Doflamingo does go second. Plays out a Perona, sets up leader ability for next turn, sees 2 Sengokus, puts it on the bottom, gets rid of it. Okay, he has Dawn for a Buggy as well. Okay, maybe he'll find something he likes here. Another Sengoku, oh my god, and a Buggy too. This is another bottom deck. No, he decides to keep it, because at least he knows what's going to come for next turn. Dang, that's unfortunate. He went through 3 of his Sengokus. No Jinbeis or anything like that either. So he does swing 6 with the leader. Doflamingo takes it, and then plays out a small Luffy and passes. Does not tap the Don though. It taps it now. Okay, got it. Doflamingo's forward on turn. So he does leader ability here. And it's a Mihawk, I believe. Takes the 7 and plays out a Sengoku. That's the 4th Sengoku, so they're all out of play now. What does he take here? Boa Hancock. That's going to be good for 6th on turn, right? That lets him use his leader ability still. Even though he's on only 6th on. Normally you'd need 7, but with 6 you can do that. Oh yeah, Doflamingo's leader ability, if you touch 2 Dawn and attack, if you pay a Dawn, you reveal the top card of your life. If it's a, not your life, your deck. If it's a 4-cost Warlords, 7 Warlords of the Sea, you can play it out for free. Rested. Wait, what happened there? he plays the 5-cost Luffy. Why is his leader still tapped? Huh? Did he attack? Wait, I'm so confused. Okay, so this is the Sengoku search. He passes it, refreshes, he ramps 2 Dawn, his leader's still rested, he doesn't declare an attack or anything. He just plays out the Luffy and passes, right? Because I don't see the Doflamingo counter. So leader never attacked. He could attack the Mihawk or something, right? And it passes to the Doflamingo? I'm so confused. But okay, whatever. They play out the Boa Hancock. Why is the leader tapped if he never attacked? Did he counter and I just didn't see it? Okay, so he does leader ability with the Boa. But he attacks with the Mihawk first. Okay, so Black Luffy goes to 1 life, and then rested Dawn, and the Dawn goes on the leader. He swings for 7. Leader ability into a Weevil, who draws him a card, and then Black Luffy takes to 0. So you can start leader abilitying, but yeah, it's really early on, right? It's only going to be his 6th on turn. Passes back, now he untaps his leader. If you guys know what happened last turn, in the comments let me know. Was it a misplay, or did he just mean to not attack? Or did he attack and I missed it? Yeah, I don't know, like this entire video I'm just gonna be like glazing the Japanese stream, but I feel like they're a lot more like official on that stream, and I know what's happening, right? Their judges make them do everything out like 1 by 1. I just appreciate it now that I'm watching this stream. I'm just so confused by what's happening on screen. Okay, so he does cheat out I believe that's a Sabo. So it's 7k base. So he plays the Event Searcher. So remaining 2 Dawn. Could be for 2 more brothers, but here he has a Luffy out. So 2 Dawn. What was that 2 Dawn for? Why did you just randomly tap 2 Dawn? Yeah, that's why if you do things out of order like that, you get confused. So he just attaches 2 Dawn and swings into the Mihawk and he dies. Oh no, did he swing to the Mihawk? Into life. When did the Mihawk die? The Luffy attacked it. I don't know if I can watch another game of this, guys. It's getting really hard to watch. And it might be really hard for you guys to watch too, since I'm rewinding back and forth a lot. Okay, so Weevil's attacking for what? What is this? 11? 12. So he counters 2, 4, 5? No, 6. Because he's at 0 life. But he's a 7k base. Huh. I wonder why he didn't Femur. I feel like that would have been a good try to Femur there. I know he has one in hand, right? Or maybe he doesn't. Yeah, Femur would have been really big there. Because he's at 0 life and then you can bypass the blocker. I'll be honest, I'm a little lost on the board state at the moment. Okay, plays another Sabo. That is a Sabo, right? Yeah, draw 2, discard 2. I don't recognize that art. It seems like the Black Luffy is having to play like awkwardly. Right, having a hard cast these Sabos out. So he does buff his Luffy to 8 for free. And then leader ability, only 1 card. Yeah, I guess he just doesn't have much to pull from the discard. Does play out the ace and buff it. He just puts the ace directly into discard. That's why it's so confusing to know what's happening. Okay, swing 7 with the ace into the Weevil. That's a 2k. Swings 8k into the Weevil. That's a 3k. And then is this 9? 9 into Weevil? 9 into life? Took it. Why did you give up on attacking the Weevil all of a sudden? Okay, so Dawn on Weevil, Dawn on Boa. Nope, he decides to change his mind. I believe Luffy is a 7k base right now. So he does swing 7 and then leader ability into a Boa. And then let's input Rested Dawn onto the Weevil. So Weevil can attack for 7 here. And that's going to be 10. So 10 at lead with Weevil. Blocks. 10 at lead with Boa. He doesn't have enough counter, he loses. Okay. I mean, I guess I have to watch the finals, but This has not been an enjoyable viewing experience, unfortunately. Don't hate me too much, Indonesia. Alright, the Jakarta BCG Bandai Card Fest. I just repeated that twice for some reason. The finals. It's the top 2 here against each other. It is the Doflamingo that we just saw against the Red Purple Luffy from the first video. I don't know which matches I'm going to include. I don't think I'm going to include all of them because yeah, this has been probably the hardest tournament that I've been having to try to follow and commentate on. Okay, it's already started, so Doflamingo does attack 7 and leader ability to blind hit a Perona, unfortunately, so he doesn't hit that 4-cost Warlord. Red Purple Luffy does counter 2k, so Red Purple Luffy does have a 6k base. It's harder for the Doflamingo to attack into with his characters, and this Red Purple Luffy guy just never puts any of his cards in the right area. Right, the trash is halfway into the deck area, the leader is like right out of the leader box into the character area. He does swing 6k in the leader. He does play out a missed double finger, okay, and then he can discard a card to Rampadon. And he do that. That's cool. Okay, so Doflamingo's 5 Dawn turn, plays a Prona, so now he can target his leader ability. 2 Weevils. What do you take here? So you want the Weevil out, and then you'll draw into a 2k? Or draw into Perona? But yeah, we're gonna see 8k at lead here. Then he'll just take it. Cheats out the Weevil, draws a card, which is a Croc. Right, I believe it's a Croc, yep. He does take it in the end, so let's see what the Red Purple Luffy can do here at 2 life against a Doflamingo that did whiff the first leader ability. I think that's pretty huge actually. Right, he'd have one other character out that can swing into the Red Purple Luffy at this point if he didn't whiff. So Luffy's at 7, does play a 7-cost kid out. So he's a 7k base, it's even harder to attack into the leader now. Okay, attack 7 into Weevil, this could be a 2k. Yep. And again, trash halfway into the deck area, deck is up in the character area. I don't know guys, I might just be a Japanese stream only watcher. It makes my life as a person commentating on it a lot easier, at least. Yep. Having to play that boa out on top of the missed double finger because it's way up into his character area for some reason. It's a swing 7 with the Weevil with the Rested Dawn on him. Did he already rearrange top 3 or did he want to just keep it? Because he knows it's like a Weevil and then Perona, Weevil, and then Perfume Femur. I guess he wanted to keep it, so he didn't rearrange. Okay, does counter 2. Way off screen, I don't even know what's in his trash. Okay, so he leader abilities into another Weevil here. 7k into the 7k base, that's at least a 1k counter. And I think he did. You can't even see, right? It, like the card didn't even flip over until it was off screen, so I have no idea what he countered with. This is why it's so annoying. It's just typical card gamer shit, right? I don't know, I'm really negative this video, I'm sorry if that's like getting you down, but I'm just glad that Japan's a real stickler for the rules, because there's a reason why. I wonder how these casters are able to like tell what's on board. Maybe they can see something more than what's shown on the stream. But it's really hard to follow along when you can't like see half the stuff that's supposed to be visible on board. I feel like Doflamingo players should just start putting his characters on top of the Red Purple Luffy's characters. So he does play the 9-cost Luffy out. That means he had to leader ability, right? So 8 Dawn and then ramp to 9. That -1 Dawn draws a card. And then Kit attacks 8 into Weevil. He dies probably. -1 Dawn to buff leader. Does he save it? But yeah, defending a 6k on the Weevil is easier than defending the 5 on your leader. So it might be worth it to save him. And this way you only lose 1 Weevil. Nope, he's gonna lose both because the 10k Luffy he's gonna attack too. He does 7k into the Weevil first to burn a 2k. Does get it, and then 10 into Weevil, he dies, right? Because if you don't defend the 8, why would you defend the 10? Yep. Passes back to Doflamingo, so yeah. Controlling his board while also being a 7k base, this might be Red Purple Luffy's game, actually. Doflamingo's natural counter, it seems like. Okay, so he's separating out 5 Dawn and 4. Or not. 6 Dawn? Nope, 5 and 4. Does this swing 9 with leader and then taps? Nope, he changes his mind. Okay, plays out Perona first. Because on top is a perfume femur, I believe? No, it's not. Where'd it go? I guess he drew it this turn. Okay, so this is kind of rough, right? There's 3 cards here that you can't cheat out with the leader ability. I didn't see what he put on top though. I saw a Jozu and a Gravity Blade and a Pudding. Okay, so here's 9 at lead. Leader ability paying for a Weevil to draw a card. Okay, so 9 into 7. I'm guessing, right? He wouldn't attack 9 into 8. That doesn't make sense to me. This is that leader. He's trying to rush him down before the game gets too drawn out. Luffy takes it. Then Boa 9 as well. Counters 3k. Got it. So no blocker up, but he still has a healthy amount of life. He has 4. At least that's on screen, I can tell. Okay, ramps. I don't know, I feel like talking this much smack about this stream is probably gonna draw the ire of the Southeast Asia community onto me. But yeah, I guess I bring that on myself. I'm probably still gonna upload this even though I'm being so negative about them. Sorry. But no, you're allowed to hate me for my opinions, just as much as I hate how you guys play with your cards on the board here, right? It's equal hate, it's fair. So yeah, no hard feelings. But I'm not gonna be not vocal about how much I hate this. Okay, yeah, this Red Purple Luffy is the guy who went to time the first game, so I might have to skip ahead a bit. Okay, so he's doing something with Dawn in his hand, so I'm gonna skip ahead 5 seconds again. Okay, plays another 9 cost Luffy. He can ramp to get that Dawn back that he returned. I guess he already drew. Okay, so 8 cost Kid attacks and then ramps. Not ramps, buffs leader for 1k. And his AK is at the bow, I believe. That's 3 1k counters. And then 10k at the boa, this kills. The other Luffy can attack too because he has rush. 10 at Weevil, who dies, and then leader can attack 7 into the Doflamingo. He does need to leave a Dawn up in case he gets like a Gum Gum Giant. I don't think he had it in hand, but at least you should bluff it. Or you could attack 5k with the double finger, but I think it's better to bluff that you have it. Or potentially get it from the top card of your life if you do have to take it. So yeah, Red Purple Luffy does only have 1 life. That's pretty low, but also the Flamingo has no characters to attack with, so that's the thing too. So he does attack with the double finger, giving away that he doesn't have Gum Gum Giant. Now, will he counter? So a counter 1k here would be a like 10k that you can take later from those Luffy. So here's 7 that he has to take. He does take it in the end, passes. At least he gets a boa blocker. I think that's gonna help him. Okay, picks up a Pudding, but the Red Purple Luffy's hand is quite low now, so it does nothing. Is it? At least it's a 1k counter. So here's another 9k swing from leader. No, he plays a boa. That's what the 4 Dawn is. Yeah, I can't tell when he's putting 4 Dawn on a leader or playing something with the 4 Dawn. It puts it down on top of the leader too. Okay, so what is this gonna be? 10k? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11k into maybe a Kid. So it does bounce Law back to hand. No, it uses the Law to bounce Perona to hand to bounce the other Perona back to hand, giving him 2k counter. Cool. Then the Red Purple Luffy does take his final life from that. He didn't have 5k counter, I guess. Yeah, that was pretty neat actually, right? You can return the Perona back to hand with the Law to bounce your other Perona back to hand in this situation, where you don't have to interact with your opponent's board. Magically, you have 2k counter. I like that. So Red Purple Luffy at this point, you just kill character on board or you just try to go for game? No, you get 0 life, so you don't want to leave any characters out. He has 2 1-drops in hand. I believe one of them is a Gum Gum Giant, the other one's a Nami. Does he run Radical Beam? Probably not. So you could play the Nami to find a second Gum Gum Giant. That would be pretty nice. And then just attack with what you have on board. So it could be the 5k from Double Finger into the Law. Because I don't think he plays anything out from his hand. He needs everything in his hand as counter. Besides the Nami. Nami is something I could see. Maybe you could try to play. But then you would also be giving up a 1k counter. Wait, I don't see a blocker there. I saw a Mr. 2 and I don't see what else it was. Yep, 5 into the Law. or leader. He didn't point at anything, so it could be leader. Does counter 1k. And then Kid attacks and uses that Dawn to minus. I'm guessing it's all at leader. It's deciding whether to take 8k, yep. Oh, I did see a femur in the Doflamingo's hand, so if he does live this turn, he can just all out into the Rip Purple Luffy. Plays 9 Beard, that's what was in his hand. So buffs himself to a 9k base. Swings 9 into leader, so he's confident that he can't get too much use out of the law out, right? Because if you do have to split to attack into leader, you can attack with 1 character max. So just leave the law alone, try to get them low for lethal the turn after. That's smart. And he also has 10 cost Luffy to attack here, so here's 10. He has counter to counter against this. It's a bunch of 1ks, I think. Oh my god, that's like half his hand. And then he has Boa to stop the other one if he wants to, or he could go to 0. Then I think he has to go for like a Hail Mary 15k swing. Okay, here's another 10. I mean, might as well take, right? Because you're going to try to go for game next turn. Unless he thinks he can live another turn. Is that literally every counter in his hand out? Right, I just see a femur and 1 other card, so he does take the other 10. And it's a teach that comes a little too late. Okay, does femur, then does... Oh, this is 16, right? Okay, 16 into the Red Purple Luffy. He does have 1 Dawn up. Right, and I believe he ramped that back from the 8 cost kid, 7 cost kid who minus the Dawn. So that's where that active Dawn came from. But since it's in like the Dawn area, I didn't really look at it. But I realize it now, so Gum Gum Giant. So that busts him to 13. He just needs like, what, 5k more? 4k more? This is 16, right? Which he has a pretty good chance of having 4k counter more in hand. Right, I see a 2k there. Yeah, that's enough to counter out of it, and he just concedes after that. Red Purple Luffy takes it. Okay. Yeah, I might have to try Red Purple Luffy on my own in OP09. That's the only deck that I think I haven't tried in 09 yet. For some reason, I don't know why. It's not like I hate the deck. I played the deck quite a lot in the past, but I guess you'll expect to see that soon. So yeah, that is the Jakarta Bandai Card Game Fest Finals OP09 format. Red Purple Luffy took it. Very different from a lot of the Japanese showings at the moment, where like Blackbeard and Lucci's have been taking the tournaments. But yeah, gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna upload this one, because I'll be honest, that was not the most enjoyable time watching these games, but I'll figure it out, and you guys will be seeing the end product. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like these kind of videos, and like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And thanks for watching. Bye. I'm just glad that this experience is over.
Car D Kaizoku.